You're listening to Newshour live from the BBC in London. I'm James Menendez. Now, it's not often you hear a chief executive say that he prefers reading and daydreaming to running a major company. But that's what Zhang Yiming, the co-founder of TikTok's parent company ByteDance, said in an open memo to staff. Mr. Zhang said he was stepping down as CEO because he didn't have the necessary managerial skills, and he's moving to what he called a new strategic role. But is that really the reason? A question for the BBC's China media analyst, Kerry Allen.
There's been a lot of pressure on him within mainland China. There's been a lot of limelight on him, very negative media in relation to his role when Trump was hoping to ban TikTok, suggesting that the company sell out and stuff like this, that he was almost damaging the company just as himself, in terms of the wider geopolitics. So I think there were major concerns about that. These figures like Zhang Yiming, they were making a lot of money. With that brings a lot of influence, and it also means that they have the power to speak out. But at the same time, the government wants to, maintain a grip on who it allows to speak out. It wants the government to be able to do that. So it has frowned on previously people like Jack Ma being involved with the West and has tried to kind of make sure that they work within the realms of the state. So they still very much kind of support what are known as socialist core values.
And during that, the issue with former President Trump, he accused TikTok of being a threat to US national security, and there was this question mark over whether TikTok would vest its US interest. Was he criticised because he was seen as doing what the US wanted? Was that it? Was he criticised within China for that?
Yeah, absolutely. TikTok was becoming this huge platform that could rival other big companies like Tencent and Alibaba within China. He was literally put in the ranks of Jack Ma, Pony Ma, these huge figures. But at the same time, the US and China were experiencing a very sensitive time in terms of the ongoing trade war. Well, there was a lot of bad feeling between the two because of COVID-19 and Trump making comments about the virus coming from China, that it was just a very hostile time between China and the US, and the idea that he might be seen to kowtow to a US company by divesting to Microsoft or another company was just seen as Chinese people were in horror. They thought, why is this happening?
But there's no suggestion that ByteDance, now that Mr. Zhang has stepped down, that the company's going to change in any obvious way immediately.
No, not at all, no. There have been media suggestions today that it's going to allow the company to develop in ways that it hasn't done before. There were questions among Chinese social media users about whether, because of the bad publicity last year that Zhang Yiming got, that this might have actually damaged the company's reputation domestically. So the idea that somebody else is going to be in the limelight now means that TikTok, or Douyin as it's known within mainland China, will be able to explore new things, and he'll be able to potentially be able to do things outside of the limelight that help the company develop.
The BBC's Kerry Allen.